What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trev2323. Today I'm talking to you from the heart. We just came back from Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. We stood in Waynesville, Missouri, and it's just a whole different thing of being peaceful. It's a little town. I compare it to Radiator Springs in the movie Cars. I mean, and everybody got their pants up, their belts on. They're really nice and they're really polite. And don't think that this is a racist thing, because it is mixed. It's mixed nationalities. So people, they all come at my head, well, what are you saying? What are you trying to say? I'm just trying to say that it's a difference on how the children are being raised. You know, and one thing that gets me is when we're on the military bases, because we go on the military bases, and you see the camaraderie of the younger teens. The camaraderie, there's a lot of younger guys, Fort Leonard, they do their boot camp here, some of their military training. The camaraderie of all these different nationalities. Their hair's cut nice, they got their uniforms that are pressed and everything. And you know, back in the day, recruiters used to be in high school, and they used to kind of help kids, because kids are on the street. They're on the street. There's nothing left after high school. There's nothing for them to do, and you get a roof over your head, you get a decent paycheck, you get to travel the world. You know, and there's some people on the inner cities, we're from Chicago, that as teenagers they're not gonna make it out of Chicago. They're gonna be dead or in jail, you know, by the time they make it to 19, you know. And I just feel a lot of parents have to step in, a lot of people have to get involved, and possibly even with the government, the military and the recruiters got to be walking around in the middle schools now to kind of start grooming the kids at a younger age, that there's something else for them. The parents, if your parents know that, you got to see who your kids are hanging out with. In different states recently, there's 13 and 14-year-olds, 15 and 16-year-olds shooting at police. You know, and who are they with? They're with a 19 and 21-year-old, 29-year-old that didn't have a gun on them. Back in the day, the OGs on the streets knew the kids who had a chance. They knew the kids who had a chance, the kids who were smart, and they didn't mess with them, and they didn't let any of the other younger ones mess with them. The kids that were good in sports, you know, they watched out for them. That's not here anymore. You know, they don't care anything about your kid other than how much can your kid make me money, can your kid get a lick, and what can they bring me back, and I'll give them a little portion to keep them, you know, whatever. You know, you got some good kids. There was a video on the internet just yesterday. It bothered me because he just graduated high school. He's in his cap and gown with his friends, and they all got Glocks with illegal modifications on them to make them fully automatic, extended clips. You're in Chicago. Those are all felonies. And there's one kid that's in his cap and gown, and they're on social media, so in their faces, ain't nobody gonna get us. We got five switches. They got this, they got that, you know. And it drives me nuts, because all those other guys should know, and that one kid should know enough that I just graduated high school. I have a chance. I have a chance to be something. I have a chance to be somebody. And the friends should know, like, dude, he got a chance. You know, he got to make it out of here. Somebody got to make it out of Chicago, you know. And parents say, well, I don't want my kids to be in the service. I don't want my kids to be in the military. You know what? To see the camaraderie of military people, of the young kids on the base, to see the camaraderie, every nationality, to see them in the PXs buying their PlayStations themselves, or buying their little TVs with their paychecks, and knowing they earn the money. The mom and dads that are there proud of their kid that's walking around all pressed and all nicely pressed and everything. It's a whole different thing. So are you going to give your kid a chance? You know, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and uncle. We're with a family member that he's in the military because of his uncle being in the military, because of his cousin talking to him. I mean, his uncle talking to him about being in the military, because, hey, you got a roof over your head, you got 3 squares, you got, you know, and he's like, was an enlisted that just finished college, and now he's an officer in the military. He's making a decent wage. You got insurance for all the kids. And this is another thing I talk to your kids about is, you're going to make something like this. You're going to go into college. You're going to go into the service. Don't be tatted up on your face or whatever. You know, when your child's in the military, they probably are going to get a tattoo. It's going to be their unit. It's going to be their service. It's going to be something like that. It's not going to be a street number, a street name, a gang name. It's not going to be anything like that. And I say talk to your kids too, because a lot of the younger ones that leave and come out here don't think it's any different with baby daddies. These young kids over here, these young kids come on their own or whatever, and they don't protect themselves, and the young girls get pregnant. The young guys got a baby mama. This one's getting deployed there. This one's getting deployed there. You know, it's have them get established first. You know, a lot of the young kids in the service, they come and they're all driving their Chargers. They're all driving their Chargers. You know what? Get a basic little car and put money away. So if you get out in 4 years, you got a house. You use your military thing to buy a house when you get out. You do use your GI Bill to take a trade or a trade school when you get out. You know, moms and dads and aunts and uncles and grandmas, if they're going to go into service and, you know, hey, I want to get them out the streets, I want to get them out the cities, talk to the recruiter, say, I don't want my baby to be an infantryman. I don't want my baby to be a grunt. What jobs are there available? What skills are there available? What trades are there available? And what does it relate to after 4 years when they get out of the service? You know, because they can build a trade in there. They can get a skill in there while they're in there with a roof over their head, and they're out of the city. They're out of the city limits. But I think nowadays it got to start being groomed in middle school. It really does. And you got to start looking out for who they're hanging out with, because a lot of these 13 and 14 year olds are hanging out with 21 year olds, and them 21, 18 year olds, 19 year olds, they don't want to go to jail. So they have your kids holding the guns to keep them from going to jail, and your kids are getting pride because they're not going to snitch. They're going to hold this gun. They're going to do this time. No, I mean, I'm tired of seeing that. I really am tired of seeing that. And you know, some people complain because we are going to be a nation of mixed race children, and people are going to be so mad when I say that, but we are, you know, and we, you know, a lot of the older people, you got to accept it, because especially the Gen Zs, they don't hold anything against anybody. They're really close, they're really tight, you know, and it doesn't matter. Are they getting the education? Are they in the same path? Are they raising your kids and your grandkids right? You know, are they treating them right? You know, there's some baby mamas got 5 baby daddies, and you know, they don't care because they like the bad boys. Well, you gotta let them know, like, you know what, there's good guys out there too that want a family still. They want all of them together. There's guys out there that have a baby mama that's not taking care of their kids, and they're looking for somebody with kids that they want a family together. You know, everybody has to reach out. You know, there's inner city people trying to help out, but they can't capture everybody. You know, we're going back to, it's going to take a village. It's going to take a community. A lot of these inner city communities, don't snitch. You got these 13-year-old, 14-year-olds taking the charges for the older guys. The older guys don't care anymore. They're not looking for those young ones that are going to be the basketball stars or the football stars or the military personnel or the doctors or lawyers. All these old timers now, they just don't want to take the rap, and they want your younger person to take it. So this is me talking from the heart, talking to everybody out there that, you know, everybody got to step up. With the kids in school, you got to make sure they're getting to school. You got to make sure they're talking to the teachers. And with the probations, you got these 13 or 14 year olds on probation. Make them appear in court with their parent, with their grandma, with whoever you release them to, with their grades. And let them know, like, if you're not getting these grades, you're going right back in. You're locking up. A lot of people say, well, it's inhumane because these prisons are overcrowded. Let everybody know these prisons are overcrowded, and you're 13 years old. You don't want to be put in a cell with 3 or 4 people. I need to see these grades, and I need a resume on what you like to do and what you want to do in the future, all right? Talk to you later. I hope this hits somebody's heart. Subscribe, like, and please share the video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.